Well, my name is Bolanle Ninalowo, aka Nino, also known as Makanaki, and I am from Nigeria. Born in Lagos, and raised in Chicago. Yeah, that's it. I'm Bolanle Ninalowo from Lagos. Who is Bolanle? Who is Makanaki? Well, looking at myself, I'll say I'm somewhat a very spiritual person. I'm a go-getter. I'm a believer. I have a lot of faith in myself and believe in myself. I believe in working hard, and I'm a very graceful person. I'm a very big believer of grace. Yeah, that's what Bolanle is. Oh well. Characters in movies and series that I'm well known for. I'll say Husbands of Lagos. I'll say My Kids and I. I'll say another movie called Picture Perfect. The Gate Man. And a host of other films. I have a lot of films out there. What motivates me? What motivates me is the drive to go harder. I have dreams, I have goals and visions, and those motivate me every day to go harder. My family motivates me as well. My wife and my kids motivate me so much. I mean, I have to cater for them. But yeah, the drive of becoming, discovering myself motivates me. I want to go hard every day to find who I am. You know what I mean? So yeah. Well, an event that was a turning point in my life. That would be, that would be after I relocated to Nigeria. The first thing I did was I tried to join the Nollywood industry as an actor, and I produced a film there which didn't get anywhere. And after that, I began my record label in 2011. I did that for about 3.5 years, and that's where I lost all my money. And I guess that was the turning point for me. That was a moment where I had to decide if going back to America was what I needed to do, or if I had the energy and the strength to keep going, And like they always say, winners don't quit and quitters don't win. And being defeated by Nigeria or the system was never an option for me, and losing was never an option. So I said, hey, I have to just keep going. So the turning point for me was deciding to start all over, to be a beginner, which is when I came back to Nollywood. And I had to start from scratch, so that was a very big turning point for me. I had to be humble, I had to be a learner, to start all over. So I would say that was a major turning point. Wow, the event of the turning point, how did it make me feel? It made me who I am today. I look back on my journey and my story, and I have absolutely no regrets. I'm able to connect the dots backwards and understand that why things happen. I don't believe in coincidences. I believe everything has a reason. That turning point is what made me who I am in terms of, see, I believe that the seeds of my success are buried in my failures. So over the course of time, and when I was failing, people didn't realize I was only failing forward. Through those years, I learned all the tools and the things that I needed to understand that when my time came, what would I have to do to sustain the grace that I have? So that I would definitely say that without those moments, those downtimes in my life, I can't be who I am today. And those are the times that I cherish most in my life. They say if you want the benefit of something, you need to also want the cost of it. So without that, I wouldn't be. And you already know, if you don't have a destination, you can have a journey. Or if you don't have a journey, you can have a destination, so they say. So yeah, it's been an amazing journey so far. Well, while I was growing up in America, I was always in pursuit of the African dream. I was inspired by so many Americans, and especially the African Americans, the rappers, the actors, and the entrepreneurs, and how people went from nothing to something. And I always told myself, I said, look, I'm from Nigeria originally, and if I want to become where I came from, which was Africa, which is Nigeria. So I left America when I was 20, I think about 26, to visit Nigeria for the first time in about 13 years. And it wasn't easy, but I always had a dream to discover myself here in Nigeria, hence why I embarked on the journey to relocate. So yeah, that's what it is. Wow, the Nigerian journey has been a hell of a process. I would normally say challenging until I understood really that I never really had any challenges. It was just a process for me. I say that because I thank God for grace. I'm who I am today. So those are not challenges anymore. It was a process all the way. Like I said earlier, if you want the benefit of something, you also need to want the cost of it. If you want the six-pack abs, you have to go to the gym every day and lift the heavy metal. So being in Nigeria, it hasn't been easy. Like I said, I failed so many times, but I failed forward, which is why I'm here today. They say adversity causes some men to break and others to break records. The choice is yours. And my dad always tells me, you're not a victim of your circumstances, but your decisions. So amidst all the adversities that I faced in Nigeria, I had a decision to make. The first thing I always asked myself was why. The why I was doing what I did, the vision, and they say pain is temporary. And that's what happened to me. I was determined. I tried to be as diligent and disciplined as I could be. I learned a lot from people, meeting people every day. I made a lot of mistakes, but they didn't break me, they made me instead. And thank God for grace, I'm where I am today. Oh, how I got into the movie industry. Like I said, I've always had a flair for entertainment. I always wanted to do something entertainment. So when I got to Nigeria, at the time I didn't know anyone. So I decided to produce my own film, which anybody who lives in Nigeria and has tried something like that can tell you what a big step of failure that can be. So yeah, I did that, and after that I couldn't make any leadway, so I gave it up and I started my record label in 2011. Like I said earlier, I did that for about 3 years. After I wandered down on my record label, and it was that turning point where, okay, because I had my wife and kids were in America and I hadn't been with them for a while. It was more like, okay, do I now go back to America and start over, or what do I do? But something, my intuition said, look, there was something I tried to do a couple of years back which didn't work, which was the movies. And people that know me know I'm not the one to just up and quit and give up. So I said, hey, let me give this another try. And then I had a family member, Rookie Sander, who was also an actor at the time. I called her up and told her, what my intentions were. I needed to get back into the movie industry, and if she had any roles, because she was a producer at the time, and she could help out. And so she called me for a role, a supporting role in her film at the time. And while on set working for her, I met, thank God for Mary Remy Njoku, the CEO of Rock Studios. Her husband is Jason, who owns Iroko. So I met Mary on set, and she said they had a series they wanted to shoot for Iroko, which was Husbands of Lagos, and see if I could audition for it. So I auditioned for it, and I was picked for the role, and the journey began. From that moment, it was from one set to another. I just kept doing it and kept going, and most importantly for me, because I wasn't even that much of an actor at the time. I was more worried about learning and mastering the craft and getting to know people. And my dreams, I'm the kind of person that my dreams are sold to the very fibers of my being. So it's almost inseparable from who I am. So I kept on going and going, and to God be the glory, and thank God for grace. We're here, we're where we are today. Wow, what does the movie industry mean to me? It means a lot. The movie industry has changed my entire life. It has paved the way for bigger dreams. I tell people I'm not an actor, I'm in a business of acting. There's always a business, I always think business first, you know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful to the movie industry. I do both the English and then the indigenous movies, so I'm very relevant in both parts of the industry and even internationally, and I'm very, very grateful to God for this. It has paved my way, it has opened doors. I get to meet people every day. People appreciate my work. I can see how happy people are when they see me, and it has impacted my life in every way positively, and I'm thankful for that. Overcoming obstacles in my life. You know, very importantly, in the time when everything was it just felt like nothing was working, the first thing, and I give all glory to God, was the Bible for me. Being able to read the Bible and understand that everything was a test of your determination, for the test of how much you actually wanted it. You know what I'm saying? I developed a strength. I understood that nothing happened to me. Everything happened for me to be stronger, for me to be wiser, for me to understand. Even my mistakes, you know, it's been a hell of a journey. But you know, they say the struggle is not found on the path, it is the path itself. So for me, I've been able to overcome my struggles by also being present, by understanding that the past is gone and the future is not even here yet. In me appreciating and being grateful and thankful for every situation that happens in the moment, that has been able to help me. That has helped me to keep going, you know, and to also overcome. Also, I understand that everything in life that happens for a reason. And in as much as I focus on my goals and I'm not distracted, at some point, you know, no matter how long it takes, I'll achieve my goals. You know, so like I said, the journey hasn't been easy, but the rituals that I built for myself over the course of time, and you know, they say whatever the things that we focus on, they also grow. So I try to focus only on my business and the things that add value to me. If things are not adding up, I subtract automatically. You know what I'm saying? So it's just basic rituals and fundamentals and habits and attitudes that I have towards my dreams. Those are the things that has made me. Yeah. The secret to my success, first, is grace, the grace of God. You know, because without the grace of God on a man's work, it's useless. It only labors in vain. The next thing for me is the determination, the discipline, the drive that I have. Like I said, I don't believe in failures. You know what I'm saying? I believe everything are results. If things don't work out, you have to try over. And my success formula is 1% luck, 1% talent, and 98% never giving up. So that is what has made me successful, never quitting, believing in myself, and I kept going, and understanding that, you know, I am a victim of my decisions and not the circumstances of things that happen around me. Taking responsibility, those are the things that has made me who I am. Success is very important to me. The motivating factor is not to give up. Is understanding the reason why I started doing it in the first place. You know, it gets hard at times, and I tend to look back and remember why I'm doing this, which is for myself, for my family, and for so many people that I've come to meet, and so many people I haven't even met yet. I'm an ambassador to a lot of different brands today. I meet people, I work with people, I partner with people on a lot of different things. So success, to me, is all about success. Success is value. It's all about the value that we make, the impact we make on each other's lives. So success is paramount to me in everything that I do. And purpose, shall I say, is the key to success for me. The passion lights my way. And true purpose to me has no deadline or no tenor. So for me, I just have to keep going. And living a life of purpose is a lifestyle. So being successful has become a lifestyle for me. Being focused on my dreams, I always visualize the end result. I don't think about it, I visualize it, and I do what I need to do for today to achieve it and to attain my goals. I try not to have a tunnel vision. I like to make realistic goals. And I don't let other people infuse or their insecurities and their fears on me, because I believe fears are feelings and not facts. Everything I've ever feared never happened, really, you know. So I try to keep a positive attitude in everything that I do. You know, like I said, everything happens for a reason, and my life itself, you know, it's a success story of believing, you know, believing in yourself and telling yourself you can do it. When will I know that I've arrived to where I want to be? I think the moment I see everybody that being impacted by my existence, that's what it's about for me. Lifting other people and seeing how I can do things with people. It's very important. Success is not just for you. There's a reason. There's a reason you have that responsibility of success. Because it boils down to a lot of other people as well. I don't think I'll ever get to where I'm going, because the journey to life itself never ends until you die. But my thing, it's important for me that every encounter that I have, I create value, I add value, or I gain value. I just don't do things. I just don't meet people. Everything is value driven for me. You know what I'm saying? When I say value, it doesn't have to be monetary. It could be emotionally, mentally, inspirationally. It's value comes in different ways, but everything must make value. Well, my fans loving me and they want to be close to me everywhere I go makes me feel amazing, makes me feel great, it makes me feel thankful. Everything I do for my fans. I tell people, you know, I'm not a producer or director's actor. I'm the people's actor. I do this because of my fans, because without my fans, I'm not selling anything. I'm pretty much useless without my fans. So it is very important that I understand my fans and I give them what it is they appreciate me for. I love my fans and I'm thankful. I worship my fans, if you want to know. So that's what it is. My fans are me. And they're called Makanakians, by the way. We have a community of prosperity, people that want to grow, people that will inspire each other every day. They call me Makanakian. My fans are Makanakians. Shout out to Makanakians. Oh yeah, absolutely. My fans have, I can't make everybody happy, unfortunately, but generally, I try to make my fans happy by giving them and doing things. I have a social responsibility to my fans. They look up to me, they follow me, so you know, I try to be as diligent and disciplined as I can be, knowing that I'm a role model to so many people. But seeing the joy, when I get responses and I get DMs and messages from them about my work and how I make them feel, it only makes me feel better. It makes me want to go harder. That is life to me. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason I do it. Being appreciated for what I do. So I'm thankful to them for that. Well, it's keeping my fans important. I mean, happy is imperative. It's not even important. It's imperative because without them, I'm no one. You can't have Makanaki without having the Makanakians. You know what I'm saying? It's a symbiotic relationship. It's seamless. My fans are me, and I represent my fans. You know what I'm saying? We're one. You know, so my fans are everything. They mean life to me. They're everything to me. Well, it's not easy. I mean, I have millions of fans everywhere. I can't respond to everybody, but I try as much as I can to respond every now and then. I'm a very busy person as well. But most importantly, I connect with my fans by being authentic to them, by being real, by being, you know, I believe my fans are organic. You know what I'm saying? Because I try to be as transparent as I can be with my life and my journey, because I understand my journey is to inspire people. You know what I'm saying? It's just not for me. You know what I'm saying? So I embarked on a journey and I put myself and put God to the test in saying, okay, I want to see how this can happen. I've seen a lot of people go from grace to grace and people, you know, achieving things they want, and I put myself to the test, you know, and it is happening. And thanks to my fans. I mean, what's the essence of the product if you don't have buyers for it? You know what I'm saying? So for me, my fans are life, they're everything. My beliefs and my values. My beliefs are, I'm a very disciplined person. I'm a very cultural person. I believe everybody has to have norms and values and procedures that align. I'm a sucker for success stories. I believe time is of essence. A wasted time to me is a wasted life. So I don't play with my time. I believe in keep going until I get answers. And when people close doors at me, I keep knocking until I achieve my goals. You know what I'm saying? It's of essence that I just keep doing it. So that's how I achieve my dreams. How do I prepare for the role? It depends on the intensity of the character. A lot of films I act at drama films where I don't need to actually do a lot of preparation, but sometimes I get character films, like the film I did called Picture Perfect, where I played the area boy. You know, it was a film where I had to actually take myself and sink myself into that character. So for that, I did a little bit of research on area boys and the mannerisms and how they live and how they communicate around each other and understanding them, quote unquote. I did a lot of intensive work before I shot that film. Reading my scripts are very key to me. Preparation is paramount, and I mean, it's evident in my work already. So I do the nitty-gritty before I shoot. Well, the character Jobe is the character where I had to become an area boy. I just spoke about that. For that role, I actually had to become a bus conductor for about a week or two, and I was always at the garage where, you know, you have the area boys and people that actually possess the kind of mannerisms that I wanted for that delivery. So I was around them. I spoke to them. I studied them. I monitored them. I educated myself on their way of life. You know, so I got a little bit of what I needed and took that to set, and, you know, with the grace of God, it worked. Oh yeah, for Picture Perfect, there were a few challenges in terms of my dialogue and the way I communicated and I was delivering my lines. I needed to learn a lot with that. In terms of weight, yeah, I lost a bit of weight. So yeah, I did a lot of life changes before Picture Perfect, before I played the character, and yeah, I did. Well, staying in character for me, I pretty much lived that character. Everything I did within the period of shooting Picture Perfect was similar to what the area boys did and the people that I needed to depict. You know, so I ate the way they were eating. I made sure I surrounded myself with those same kind of people every time. And like I said, you know, in trying to get my brain together, I was on hemp oil. I would use my hemp oil at least a drop or 2 drops a day, and that, you know, that was good for exercising my brain, to keep me in check as well. You know what I'm saying? To help me with sleep. I did a lot, but thank God for grace. We're here. What I do to relax on my downtime, I like to read up a lot. I like to study. I read my Bible a lot. I like to watch movies and learn more, you know, from other actors as well. And to relax, man, you know, I find it hard to sleep at times because of my dreams. Makanaki. Well, Makanaki is a brand name, an alias that people know me by. Makanaki is a brand. It's a community. The name Makanaki itself stands for a lot of things. It stands for who I am. I believe Makanaki is a description or a definition of who Bolanle Ninalowo is. Being a determined person, a diligent person, strength, a believer, faith, a fighter, a conqueror, people that don't quit. Makanaki, the name stands for everything that lights a man's passion for success. You know, and when we say Makanakians is a community of people who share the same values and norms and beliefs as myself, being Makanaki. People of prosperity, people who want to prosper, people who believe in themselves, people who are dreamers, people who know that they stand for something and that there's a purpose to being alive, to existence, people who want to live rather than just exist. That's what Makanaki stands for. So before the whole Makanaki thing started, like I said, I was lost, depressed. I was seen as a failure. I was almost even forgotten by people, you know. And when I embarked on the process to find myself, to rejuvenate things and to discover myself, that was the Makanaki process. It started with that. And being Makanaki to me, everything that I stand for, when I got on that turning point in life, everything I stood for is what Makanaki stands for, because that was the point it all started. I needed a new image for myself. The new me, the new reinvented me was that Makanaki. And like I said, I'm very transparent with my life and you know, the processes that I've been on from zero to who I am today. And I realized that I wasn't the only one going through this. A lot of people are lost. A lot of people have problems. A lot of people, we're all going through our own different problems and situations uniquely. So I figured, how can I inspire people with my success, with my fights and the things that I've overcome? How can I touch other people's lives? You know what I'm saying? So I became transparent, talking to people online, you know, through my Instagram page, and I realized that a lot of people were gravitating towards this me as Makanaki, and they started calling themselves, oh, we're Makanakians. You know, we have the same value, we have the same beliefs, we have the same drives for success, to become, to overcome, to fight the battle of life itself. So me being part of that community of Makanakians, and me being an achiever and a success story, I became a leader, and I became an example. I became a point of hope to people. You know, I realized that I wasn't alone. You know, there are a lot of people that are lost in the world, and I told God that if He could change things around for me, I would use my story to inspire people. You know what I'm saying? So the identity that I picked up with the new me was the Makanaki identity. You know, hence everybody that gets inspired by me, who follows me, regard themselves as Makanakians, because this is what we stand for. We stand for prosperity, people that will prosper, people that overcome, people that conquer, people that understand that life itself is a life of battles and fights, and things don't happen to us, it only happens for us to be able to learn, to be able to become who we are destined to become. You know what I'm saying? So that is what the Makanaki community is about. It's about norms and values. It's about people, you know, a society of people who want to succeed and excel in whatever they do. People who don't believe in naysays, people who don't give up, people who don't allow other people to instill their fears in them. Strong people, people of substance, people who live the life of purpose. That's what Makanaki stands for, and that's what the community is all about. So for me, I realized that I have a duty and a responsibility to inspire and to teach other people and share the knowledge that I have gained through my adversities and through my times, my trial times in life. So, and also let people know how I've been able to overcome, because there's a lot of processes, there's a lot of rituals, there's a lot of things that I had to do, you know, and embark on to be able to become who I am and sustain, you know what I'm saying, who I have become. So that's what the whole Makanaki thing is about. It's teaching and introducing people to new processes and letting them know that we're definitely gonna win regardless, and we're born to win. You know, we're born conquerors, and adversity, like I said earlier, causes some men to break and others to break records. The choice is ours, and Makanakians, that's what we stand for. We will break records. Makanakians, thank you. Appreciate it.